be on welfare, but I am somebody. I may be in jail, but I am somebody. I may be uneducated, but I am somebody. I am black, beautiful, proud. I must be respected. I must be protected. I am somebody.
Breaking news this morning, the death of civil rights leader, the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.
Jackson's family announced that he died earlier this morning. He was 84 years old. ABC's Pierre Thomas has a look at Jackson's legacy.
All of his life, the Reverend Jesse Jackson preaching, exhorting, demanding justice in a quest to help his people and nation overcome.
We ain't the bottom. We the foundation. We the foundation.
Always marching, civil rights nonviolent soldier. There he was, shoulder to shoulder with Martin Luther King Jr. after witnessing the beatings of Bloody Sunday on television. Jackson eventually became one of the top lieutenants in the critical Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which challenged the Jim Crow South's withering oppression. A witness to history, he was there on that fateful April evening when King was struck down by an assassin's bullet.
I tried to feel his head, and I asked him, I said, Dr. King, do you hear me? Dr. King, do you hear me? And he didn't say anything.
After a leadership struggle with King's successor, Reverend Ralph Abernathy, Jackson split from the SCLC and formed a new organization, People United to Save Humanity, PUSH.
Black, beautiful.
After Dr. King, I don't think anyone captured the spirit of America like Reverend Jackson, and he took the movement north. I think Jesse Jackson was the link from that generation of King and them all the way to my generation, and then the generation behind me.
The first wave of the civil rights movement had succeeded in breaking down significant barriers, but Jackson's primary focus was on economic empowerment.
We know that we are worthy of respect and protection, but nobody really knows our name, and so we're really still struggling.
He broke boundaries in politics, twice running for president, first in 1984 under the banner of a rainbow coalition.
Our flag is red, white, and blue, but our nation is rainbow. Red, yellow, brown, black, and white, we're all precious in God's sight.
In 1988, he was, for a time, the Democratic Party's frontrunner for the presidential nomination, winning 11 primaries and caucuses before eventually losing the nomination to Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis.
I'd rather go down in the stirring fight than drowse to death at the sheltered shore.
Jackson also took on the role of freelance international negotiator, meeting with some of the world's most...
Overseas, the American black activist Jesse Jackson has become an intermediary in the Middle East.
In 1984, he met with Syria's Hafez al-Assad.
Goodman and the Reverend Jackson arrived at Andrews Air Force Base,
securing the release of downed American naval officer Lieutenant Robert Goodman. In 1990, he held talks with Saddam Hussein to free foreign nationals being held in Iraq as human shields. And in 1999, he went behind enemy lines again to meet with Slobodan Milosevic to negotiate the return of 3 American prisoners of war. At times, he was a spiritual advisor, counseling President Clinton in his darkest hour, facing impeachment over a sex scandal. Through it all, Jackson's faith and hope in what America could be endured.
America will get better and better. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. I love you very much.
Greetings from the east to north to south. In this crooked-ass West, the topic, the new black leadership. The questions, why you think it's time for the FBAs to take charge. It's time. Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
I heard a news report today that Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away. Today is February 17th, 2026. As you can see, it's the changing of the guard. The changing of the guard. The old system is going out, and the new system is coming in. The new system is FBAs. That's pretty much the opposite of what Reverend Jackson was teaching. But, you know, as time go on, you need new methods. One thing I do know is the last maybe 15, 20 years, a lot of black people, you know, was in opposition to Reverend Jackson. But that will never negate the fact that he put his life on the line for decades. As a matter of fact, for his whole life. He put his life on the line. I think as time go on, people have different ideologies, different strategies that at one point in the 60s and 70s, those strategies worked. Of course, now, as time went on, you need a different set of strategies. One thing about those brothers in those days, in the 60s and in the 70s, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and beyond, they used what they had. And they did a great job. Nobody's going to stay on top and be unblemished. You know, the thing is, once a so-called leader do anything wrong, we want to castigate them. We got to remember we're dealing with humans. And his bravery was unmatched. Dr. King's bravery, again, unmatched. I can go down the list, Medgar Evers, Ralph Abernathy, brave men. As a matter of fact, I remember Reverend Ralph Abernathy because he came and taught at our church many, many, many years ago. Those brothers put their lives on the line. And although the ideology is different now than when it was back then. So I think it's time for FBAs. But again, I'm going to say this again. It don't negate the fact what Reverend Jesse Jackson have done for the black community. He was a brave man. He put his life on the line, day in and day out. I will say rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson. Let's go to the next clip.
We the foundation. We the foundation.
I want you to listen to that statement he just made. He said, you're not the bottom, you are the foundation. Listen at that real closely. This is a pitch for foundational black Americans. I'm going to tell you why. Because a good Christian white man always said we was at the bottom. Now, that speech was made probably in the 60s. And he made it clear, you are not the bottom, but you are the foundation. Foundational black Americans wanted to make it clear that we are the foundation. Although we have other groups that come over and help with the struggle during that time period. But the bottom line is foundational black Americans' arguments is legitimate because of the fact that groups that come over that's not foundational black Americans, they did not have to go through what our ancestors went through. And if you was around in the 60s, you went through it too. Yes, I'm a witness. The fact of the matter is that we went through it. Our parents went through it. Our great-great-grandmothers and fathers went through it. The argument for foundational black Americans is preserve what you have done. Keep the other groups out. They're welcome to participate, but it is what it is. We are the foundation of Americans. We are foundational Black Americans. We were here from the beginning. You have all these groups that come over. They like to point their finger and say, you're lazy, you're lazy. Well, I made it and you didn't. I mean, really, realistically, with the opportunities that other groups have when they come over to this country, foundational Black Americans have an argument. And I notice what they'll say. They make a statement that you older Black Americans, you are the cause of this stagnant non-movement. Well, let me say this much. I am one of those older Black Americans, but I support foundational Black Americans. You must push the torch forward. Gate guard your community. Gate guard your ideals. It's time for a change. Let's go to the final clip.
I am somebody.
Black and white, we're all precious in God's sight.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Push on.
Push on.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Push on.
Push on.
What time is it?
Nation time.
What time is it?
Nation time.